something which gave you a delight yesterday. Does pleasure as fear exist now in that sense of having pleasure at the moment? It's like a man saying, I'm happy. Moment he says that, he is not. It's only the remembrance of being happy at one time or yesterday. That remembrance is the pleasure and the pursuit of that remembrance in action. I hope you're following all this. So is pleasure a matter of time? Is pleasure an action of thought? As fear, we said yesterday, and we have said this often before, time and thought are the root of fear. Time and thought are the root of pleasure. We want to deny fear, but pursue pleasure. They're the two sides of the same coin. You cannot be free from fear if you do not understand the nature of pleasure. When you look at that mountain, though it's cloudy morning, when you look at these marvelous old trees and the blue sky, it gives you a delight. It's a marvelous thing to look at nature and the mountains, and the rivers and the animals, wild, not kept in the zoo. It gives you a sense of extraordinary width and beauty. You remember that. Then that remembrance insists and pursues, demanding more of the same thing. So thought and time are the factors of fear and pleasure. We are not denying or asserting or suppressing fear, but to observe it, to see what is implied in it, to be totally acquainted with it. Then one can ask, what is love? You understand, it's very serious, all these questions, human questions which affect our daily life. Is love pleasure? Which man has reduced it to that. Is love pleasure? Is love desire? Love of country, love of a person, love of a poem, love of a painting, love of the country, love of acquiring a great deal of knowledge. So what is love? Love of God. It's so easy to love God. We don't know what that is, but we have invented it, and so we love it. You say, what we invent, we love. So what is love? Negation is the most positive action. To negate that which is false, totally negate that which is false, is the most positive action. To negate, for instance, the whole concept of nationalism, or a savior, or some external agency to bring about, reform us, to change us, to bring about a different society. To negate the outward agency of any kind is the most positive action. So, to negate totally that which is not love. That is, to negate jealousy, to negate totally every form of antagonism. To put aside competition. To deny the solitude, the sense of separate entity. And you are not separate entity, you are the mankind. So to deny that which is false is the truth. To deny all illusions is to live in reality. So can one deny, put aside, negate that which is not love? Attachment is not love. See the consequences of attachment. Attachment to an idea, to a belief, to a conclusion, to a piece of earth as my country. Attachment to a person. What's involved in this attachment? Suppose I am attached to my wife. What are the consequences of attachment? Inquire, please, for yourself. I'm attached to my wife, or the wife is attached to me. And the consequences are fear, the loss. If I'm attached to a belief, the same thing, fear of losing that belief. If I'm attached to some experience,